how much money can you make each month if you're using a paid digital product as an agent attraction tool? This is a question that we get asked all the time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to middle school and we're going to do some very simple grade 5 level math. So let's get started. Now, what you see on the screen is a spreadsheet. Now, if you're looking at all these words, numbers, columns, and you feel a bit overwhelmed or confused, don't worry, I'm going to break everything down for you step by step. Now, let's just say you're looking to make an extra $3K a month with your digital product, and they charge you $1,000 for this product. By the way, charging $1 to $3K is a good starting point, especially if you're just trying to get your foot inside the door. But the problem that you're going to have at this price point is you're just going to have too many sales coming. You're just going to have too many customers, too many clients to deal with. So you would naturally be forced to up your prices. If you take a look at Will's around the 9 to 10K price point. Eric is charging 3K. Sammy is charging about $6,800, but I do know that he upped his prices as well. Mason is bringing in clients for about $7,800. But I'm just going to use $1,000 to $3,000 just to go with the worst case scenario. In order to make $3,000, you will need to make 3 sales per month if you're charging $1,000. Now, assuming that you only close 1 out of every 10 calls that you take, a 10% closing rate, which is horrendous, is horrible, you will need to take 30 calls per month with agents. That's about a call and a half per day. Now, if you do make 3 sales per month at the end of the year, you are going to make $36,000, and you're also going to acquire 36 agents into your network. Now, assuming you are going to have to book these appointments onto your calendar, and we do recommend that you spend money on Facebook ads, Instagram ads, paid advertising. I'm going to assume that each call is going to cost you $100. Once again, I'm sort of going with the worst case numbers. For us, we're spending a lot of money each month targeting, realtors with advertising, and it's costing us about, $40 per each call. I just pulled out my ads manager. I can refresh this as well for you guys. It's costing us about, $40 for each appointment that we are scheduling on our calendar. So I'm showing you guys this to sort of give you guys a benchmark with the numbers that I am sort of using. But, assuming that each call does cost you about $100, you will need to spend about $3,000 per month to make 3 sales if you're only going to charge $1,000. However, let's say you're looking to make $5,000 a month and you're charging $3,000 for your product. You would only really need to make about 1 sale, one and a half sale to make $5K a month. For this, you will need about 17 calls on your calendar. You will need to take about a call a day, maybe. And for this, you will only need to spend, about $1,600 to get 1 sale if you're only closing about at a 10% closing rate. That's the beauty. And at the end of the year, you could profit about $40,000 just with your digital product alone. We just recently did an interview with Sammy, one of our clients, and he mentioned that one of the things that he eventually realized that it was actually more profitable for him to, sort of disband his real estate team and just focus on selling digital products and just sort of continue with that. So it's a high possibility that a lot of you guys will sort of have the realization as well that, selling real estate is great, building a team is great. All this stuff is sort of great, but most profitable income source is, just selling a digital product, even though that's not something that, we're sort of pushing. It's sort of like a byproduct. It's sort of like a cherry on the top. Now, let's just say you're looking to make 10K per month and you're charging 3K. You're only going to have to make 3 sales to make about 10K per month. You will need about a call and a half per day on your calendar that you will have to take. And in order to make 10K per month, let's just say worst case scenario, each call is costing you about $100. You will need to spend about $3,300. At the end of the year, you can make $80,000 in profit. And at the same time, you will have acquired 40 agents into your network. Now, let's just say you're looking to make about $50,000 a month and you're charging $3,000. You will need about 16 sales. You will need about 16 customers, 16 clients to come in. Let's just say you're assuming that you only close 10% of the calls that you do take, which is, once again, horrible, horrendous. You definitely want to be striving for above 20% closing rate. You would need to take about 8 calls per day. Now, this is where I sort of also, made a note here that if you're looking to take 8 or more calls per day, you will likely need a salesperson or like a team member to help you with that. At the end of the year, you can make about $600,000 in revenue. You will need to spend about, worst case scenario, about $16,000 to $17,000 a month to make back $50,000. And at the end of the year, you could profit about $400,000. Of course, I'm not taking any software expenses into consideration. I'm also not taking any team members, payroll into consideration. But this is just ad spend and the cash that you're collecting from the clients that you are bringing in. But at the end of the year, you will have acquired 200 agents into your network. Now, the amount of agents that you acquire that ascend into your organization, of course, will be dependent on you. But at the worst case scenario, you will be sending at least 20% of these into your organization. I mean, if you're looking to recruit to your downline, that's 20% of that number going into your tier one. Now, we do have a client that's doing 100,000 a month. William is doing 100,000 a month. Let's just say you're only charging $3,000. You will need to make about 33 sales a month. Of course, you will need a salesperson at this rate because you will be taking about 16 calls per day that you will need on the calendar. At the end of the year, I mean, you will make 1.2 million just with your digital product business. And worst case scenario, you will have to spend about 30 to 35,000 a month to make back 100,000. But the best part of all is you will have acquired 400 agents at the end of the year. So once again, these numbers are based on the ads manager. And also forgot to show you guys our calendar, but we're spending money on advertising, targeting other real estate agents. We're booking a call for $40. And I'm filling up my salespeople, my account executives with calls on their calendar with other agents. And I don't know if there is any other lead source or there's any other method that will allow me to do this for my team. So this system works. So I just covered the worst case metrics, and I covered that because I know a lot of agents will like to see the worst case scenario if you were to follow the attraction on demand framework. Now let's switch this over to the metrics that we're currently hitting in-house with our company. Now our company is not going to be too different from the way you're going to be sort of running this side project for yourself. We're selling a product to real estate agents, you guys, and you guys are also going to be selling a product, a service to other real estate agents. We're running advertising targeting you guys. You guys are also going to be running advertising targeting other real estate agents. So if you sort of follow everything that we provide you, you will be able to hit these metrics because you will have everything that you need because we're actively doing this in-house right now. So let's just say you're looking to make 25,000 a month with your digital product and you're charging 3,000 for your product. You will need to make 8 sales by the end of the month to make 25K in revenue. Now, instead of assuming that you're only closing at a 10% closing rate, you only close 1 out of every 10 calls that you take. We're going to assume that now you're going to close 1 out of every 5 calls that you take with agents. That is a 20% closing rate. Now, we do push our clients to get to the 25 to 30% closing rate, but we're going to assume 20% because that is sort of a good benchmark. If you're closing 20% of the calls that you do take, you will need to take about 42 calls per month to hit that $25,000 revenue range. That pretty much means that you will need to take about 2 calls per day, which is quite sustainable. Even if you are looking to continue production, you will need to spend about $3,100 on advertising. Now, once again, we're booking calls for $40, targeting agents. But now, once again, I'm a marketer by trade. I've been doing marketing since 2019. I understand marketing very well, so I am able to hit those numbers. But let's just assume that you sort of do double that number, $75-$80. You will need to spend about $3,100 to make back $25,000 in revenue. At the end of the year, without considering team member costs, payroll costs, expenses, taxes, legal, all this sort of stuff, putting that aside, at the end of the year, you can profit about $260 to $270 at the end of the year just by selling a digital product. More importantly, by the end of the year, you will have acquired 100 agents that you can now bring into your organization, into your tier 1 downline. We do once again have a client that's making about $100,000 a month. He's charging a lot more than this, but let's just say he was charging $3,000. You will need to make about 33 sales each month. You will need to have 167 calls on his calendar. That's about 8 calls a day. If you would like to start production, you would like to focus on this and do this full time, you can take 8 calls per day. At the end of the year, you'll make 1.2 million. And more importantly, you can do this at $12,000 to $15,000 in ad spend. At the end of the year, these are what the numbers look like. But let's sort of move on to 2 times the price, because the price it will be the biggest determining factor behind your profit at the end of the year with a digital product. How much money you actually make and take home with your digital product. It can be the biggest difference maker in a company. So if you're charging $6,800 like a lot of our clients are charging, in order to make $50K a month, you only need about 7 sales. Think about that. If you're charging $6,800, you only need 7 sales at that price point to make $50K per month in revenue. That's about 1 to 2 sales per week. And let me tell you, if you're taking 3 calls a day, it's not difficult to make 1 to 2 sales per week. At the end of the year, you'll do about $600K in revenue. And I'm going to also assume that now you're not getting $40 cost per call, but you're instead getting 3 times that amount, which is $150. In order to make $50K, you'll spend $11,000 on advertising. You'll still profit at the end of the year just under $500,000, and you will have acquired 88 agents by the end of the year. This is the power of using a paid digital product. The more you up your prices, the less clients you need, better the agents that you bring on board. These are agents that are more motivated, more invested, and they're more likely to also produce, and they're less likely to churn off. Now, there is also one more point that I do want to get across. We as a company, our customer base are real estate agents. These are agent attractors, which are you guys. Your guys' customer base are also other real estate agents. So the metrics, the KPIs that we're hitting in-house, the frameworks that we're using, the processes that we're following, the systems that we've built, we're just passing them on to you as a customer. Now, let me give you an example. You guys can see that we're booking calls with a real estate agent, a Zoom call for $40, but it wasn't always like this. Now, if you look at the past 30 days, the cost was much higher. And there were also some campaigns that were, where it was costing us $65 to book a call. Of course, this campaign did improve over time. But the beauty is that you don't have to go through the trial and error that we've had to go through. We had to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on marketing. I mean, if you take a look at the past 30 days, there were some campaigns where it was costing us $300 to book a call. We have, as a company, already gone through that trial and error. We spent thousands and thousands of dollars trying to figure out which ad copy works, which will get real estate agents to give you the information. We've seen which video ad works. We've seen which funnel works. We spent thousands and thousands of dollars testing everything. We as a company, we're just passing everything on to you as a customer. You can skip all of the time, all of the effort, all of the money that has gone down the drain just testing just to make things work. More importantly, you get real estate agents across the nation. So if you're looking to attract agents to your downline and you're part of a cloud-based brokerage, there is no other system where you could throw up an ad on Facebook, Instagram, have these agents land on a landing page where it's just one 10-minute video and people watch that video, they then fill out an application, then book a call and end up on your calendar and jump on a 1 hour long Zoom session. There is no other system in the world that can do that. This is the only system that has a possibility to do that. And we're actively doing it with, our company. Now we're just passing on everything that we're doing in-house and we're just passing it on to you as a customer. This is the shortcut to success. Other than that, I am going to link this spreadsheet in the description below. You guys can go in, click on it, make a copy of this, play around with the numbers, all you guys like. And I'm also going to link some other resources, assets, PDFs that you will find useful when it comes to agent attraction. But apart from that, thank you so much for your time and attention. My name is Jazz, and I will see you next time.